Hey everyone, welcome back to another Haolonggood review. Today we're taking a look at the newest Ceratopsian, the Utahceratops. So another entry in Haolonggood's very diverse Ceratopsian lineup. I'm trying to plow through this backlog of reviews. These figures I think came out like around a month ago, and I'm about to be buried in even more Haolonggood figures. I just got the Styracosaurus and Majungasaurus in. I got the Brachiosaurus on the way, and the newly announced Concavinator. So I ended up getting both these figures off of AliExpress. They retail for $17 a piece, and I'll leave a link down below in the description to my preferred AliExpress seller if you want to pick these figures up for yourself. So let's just take a super quick look at the packaging. We got both versions of Utahceratops displayed on the front, the red and the green version. Haolonggood, the logo right here, and then along the top of the box with pictures of some of their other Ceratopsians. This this isn't even all of them. I think there's 11 total right now, and we still don't have the teased Dinosaurus released yet. I'm sure that's going to come out very, very soon. So enough about the packaging. Let's take a closer look at these two beautiful figures. And here are both versions of the packaging. We have the red and the green version. Both are excellent figures. I always love that Haolonggood does at least two paint variations for each figure release. This gives us options, and as always, options are good. The sculpting and detail, especially on the head, is absolutely spectacular. All the releases have gotten better and better, especially when it comes to the herbivores and their ceratopsians. Now, if I had to pick between the two, I really like the color of the green one, but I like the ornamentation, the colors on the fenestra of the red version. Just that rainbow look on the fenestra really, really appeals to me. So if I had to pick between the two, I'm going with the red version. And for measurements, this figure is 7 inches long from the tip of the tail to the tip of the beak, or 15 1/4 centimeters, and about 3.5 inches tall to the top of the frill, or 8.9 centimeters. So Utahceratops in real life was between 14.8 to 16.4 feet long, or 4.5 to 5 meters. So I put these figures somewhere in that 125 to 128 scale range. So yeah, they're a little bit big for 135 scale, but given the severe lack of Utahceratops figures on the market, there's only one other, which we'll get to a little bit later on in comparisons. These are the only options out of there, and this slightly off scale really doesn't bother me too much. Now let's first take a look at the green version. This is a beautifully sculpted figure. Like I say, every one of the Ceratopsian releases has gotten better and better, and Utahceratops, of all the species that they teased, was the one I was most excited for, because there's so few figures of this awesome species. So taking a look at the head, you can see the brow horns are splayed out to the side. A lot of people think, especially general public, that the horns are used for defense, but most likely they were used for courting and mating displays, especially with the placement of the horns on a lot of species of Ceratopsians. See, the eye is painted yellow with a black pupil. The whole head is beautifully textured with all different varying sizes of scales all throughout. You have some nice blue for the fenestra eye spots. The beak is painted dark brown with a little bit of yellow for the tip of the beak. You see the nostril clearly sculpted in. And on the side of the head, you can see the ear canal going down to the body with some nicely proportioned textured scales with some osteoderms peppered throughout the back. You can see some dark and light green mixed in, highlighted by dark brown along the borders. Going down to the front legs, the three forelimb claws are painted in, which is correct. Same thing for the back legs. You got the fore hind limb claws painted in black paint. And then going down to the very, very short tail, you have lots of nice, painting and detailing here. And flipping the figure over, we have a nice cream coat for the underside. And let's just do our cloaca slit check really quickly. So yeah, all in all, absolutely love this figure. One of my favorites in Haolonggood Ceratopsian series, right behind their Triceratops. And now let's take a look at the red version, my favorite version of the two. Same thing as the green one. The head sculpt is absolutely phenomenal. Just love all the texturing and detail with all those variations in scales. The fenestra, absolutely love the colors on there. Nice rainbow effect. You have bright blue, yellows, and reds just cascading from that fenestra. Same thing with the eye, yellow with a black pupil, but I just like the transition of cream to those darker rusty browns on the head of the red version. Just really, really appeals to my eye. And then going to the back of the frill with some nice details and paint apps on there. PNSO makes some high quality figures, but when it comes to most of the Ceratopsians, they always forget to detail the back of the frill. But it's nice to see Haolonggood giving attention to the back and front, which is some way you would not look normally much on a figure. And then going down to the body, we have more of this like sandstone look for the body, and there's even a little bit hints of purple along the top of the back and the thighs. Toe claw, same thing. They're all painted in correctly on the front and hind feet, and you have that nice short tail, and the other side has a little bit of like that pink coloration for the belly, and a nice generous looking cloaca slit. So yeah, all around both these figures are absolutely phenomenal looking. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Collecte's 140 scale human. Next up, here it is with a couple of Ceratopsians, the newly released Lokiceratops and Styracosaurus. You know, the quality between Ceratopsian and Haolonggoods is almost the same, but in the end, figures end up usually costing twice as much as what Haolonggood produces. I think both companies are great at their Ceratopsians, but you get the most bang for your buck when it comes to Haolonggood. Next up, Utahceratops is from the Kaparowitz Formation, which, surprise, surprise, is located in Utah. And there was 3 Ceratopsian species found in that formation, the Pseudoceratops and Cosmoceratops. So Haolonggood has produced all 3 species. So we have a nice little, Kaparowitz Ceratopsian group shot, which is always awesome. And also, Beasts of the Mesozoic has also done their Kaparowitz Ceratopsians. Here it is with their massive Utahceratops, the Pseudoceratops, and Cosmoceratops. And speaking of Kaparowitz, here it is with a couple other species Utahceratops lived alongside. We have in the front the Safari Griposaurus, and in the back we have Pianessos Parasaurolophus. Now, the species of Parasaurolophus that existed with Utahceratops was Parasaurolophus critocrustaceus. I think I said that correctly. And the one over here is Parasaurolophus walkeri, which is the most well-known species of Parasaurolophus. So hopefully somewhere down the line, hopefully Haolonggood does a critocrustaceus Parasaurolophus species. That is one of my favorite hadrosaurs, and I'd love to see that species get some recognition in figure form. And finally, here is a group shot with all of Haolonggood's current Ceratopsians. The only one missing from this group shot is the teased Ionosaurus. And, another benefit of doing this review a little bit later, Haolonggood just teased more species for 2025. And it looks like we are going to get a Torosaurus, my favorite Ceratopsian of all time. So for the top row, we have Pachyrhinosaurus. They're amazing Triceratops, by far the best Ceratopsian they've ever released so far. Cosmoceratops, Pentaceratops, Chasmosaurus, the Pseudoceratops, which was their first Ceratopsian release, Xenoceratops, Sinoceratops, Utahceratops, Styracosaurus, and Diabloceratops. So, final thoughts on Haolonggood's Utahceratops. I think both figures are absolutely phenomenal. The sculpted, detail, and paint apps are really well done, and you can't beat the price for $17. And it's nice to see Haolonggood filling the niche left by Safari Ltd. Years ago, they always used to produce, a pretty decent amount of Ceratopsian species, and most of them were done by Doug Watson, and they've kind of gone away from that, and I really, really missed them, but it's nice to see Haolonggood filling that niche left by Safari. I have no complaints about these figures other than the scale's a little bit off. They're in that high 120 scale range where they should be closer to that 135, but it's really not that big of a deal to me. So yeah, these figures are absolutely excellent in my eyes, and like I said, beginning of the review, I got these figures from AliExpress. Link is down below in the description if you want to order them for yourself. And I still have a lot of catching up to with reviews. Said it at the beginning of this. Got the BOTM Allosaurus I got to work on. Those Haolonggood Styracosaurus, Majungasaurus are in. I think I just had the Hammond Collection Ghost figure get delivered. It's probably sitting outside right now. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to catch up on, which means more content for the channel. So stay tuned for all that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys for the next one.